Okay, I'm gonna open good evening, everybody. I'm gonna open the meeting, regularly scheduled meeting of the Town of Wenham's Planning Board on Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. We're meeting together here in Wenham Town Hall. It is 7:02 PM. We also have a Zoom meeting, and I see there are people on the Zoom. And the meeting will be electronically available via the Zoom link, and it's being recorded. So, and of course, there's always minutes prepared. So we have the first item is a continued public hearing on the petition of Select Energy, 91 Grapevine Road, on behalf of the town of Wenham for site plan approval and special permit under Wenham zoning bylaw to allow for a large-scale ground-mounted solar voltaic installation at 91 Grapevine, map 31, lot 1A, on the Iron Rail property. Margaret, I don't think we have everything we need to make a decision tonight on this, or even to take it up further.
John, I think John is here. John, did you want to present to the board tonight or sports?
Well, I'm happy to answer questions.
Yeah, it sounds like we still don't have some material from National Grid on where exactly some of the parts of this are gonna go.
Well,
you guys hear me?
I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
No, I think somebody else was trying to speak there. I was just about to.
Yeah, this is Stuart Clark. I'm representing Select. I just wanted to start by saying that we know that the interconnection agreement isn't quite set yet, but the site plan review, and we're reviewing the site plan, and I believe it could be just a condition of approval, because obviously we cannot get a building permit if we don't have an interconnection agreement with NGrid.
Yeah, and I would add that I would simply add, this is John DeMonica. Thank you, Stuart. This is John DeMonica. The only thing I would add there is we do have conditional approval from National Grid. We just don't have their final ISA. So, nothing about the site plan changes. The point of interconnection is as it's designated. And as Stuart said, if we could get a conditional approval based on that National Grid item being finalized from National Grid, then that would be terrific. But nothing about the site plan would change the location of the interconnection.
Because my understanding was where we left off was there was still not agreement about where you want to say exactly the piece of this. I don't want to misspeak about it, but there was a piece of the interconnection line to the street, maybe, or
we call it a point of interconnection, and it's been established.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Can I finish speaking, please?
Yeah.
It was not clear. It wasn't on the plan. We didn't know where it was. I don't have a plan in front of me that shows where it is, so I'm just wondering what we can do.
I was expecting John or Stuart to do their presentation tonight and explain to the board what has changed and present these plans to them.
And we don't have them.
They're on the screen. I had sent them to you via email, but I did not print them out.
Yes, and I apologize for not being there. I had another meeting and a conflict, so I'm sitting in the car. But yeah, there has been a couple of changes. We're not going across country around that gas pump all the way out in field anymore. We're going directly to the DPW building. That worked. That point of interconnection had us switch the inverter pad from the east side of the array to the left side of the array over by the water tank. And then it's a shorter run right up to the DPW building. All the meters and stuff will be mounted on the side of the DPW building. And that is what their NGrid interconnection agreement is looking at. So we're pretty we have a understanding that they're going to issue on that pretty soon. We just would like to get this ball moving and get it built. Nothing else about the array has changed.
So Stuart, the plans that you sent me the other day, we were sort of hoping someone would be here to explain what these plans are showing and where the location is for the lines that you're talking about.
That last one actually did a good job of it. The no one after that you showed with the combiner. No, you had one. There you go. There's the oh, I'm so sorry. That's not the combiner lines. But you have lines coming
Right there.
off the arrays. Yep.
Right there. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, you can see the water tanks right there. That's a circular thing on the left side of the screen, right? That's the water tank. The combiner boxes are I've labeled them, I think, row 1. I labeled them A through B. Yeah. So it's on the last row F, I think it is. Right off the end of that is where the combiner boxes are, and they go directly up the hill to the DPW building.
The existing utility building is what it's marked
Yes,
as.
exactly. And all the meters and everything you can see are called out for right on the side mount on there. That's all underground trenching for each array.
Okay, and
then just the fence around it. That's all there is to it.
and is there not an interconnection with the grid somewhere?
At that meter. It's interconnected with the grid
So
there
there's
at the
an
DPW.
there's an underlying line to the existing utility building already, and it's just connecting there?
No, we're bringing a new line in underground from the arrays to the utility building, connecting at the electrical gear established in that building is where the point of interconnection will be.
Okay.
There will not be anything further.
I'm just trying to understand. So the existing building is already connected to the grid somehow.
Correct.
That's correct.
That's what I miss missing.
Yeah, it has electricity, and it's the same electric meter that brings up the kilowatt hours as they're consumed in that building for lights and pumps and other purposes.
Yeah. So I had thought that there was still a piece of this that was meant to show how it was going to connect out to something on the street, but that doesn't sound like the way you're handling it
No,
now.
it connects through the electrical gear in that building.
Okay. So the information that we're missing then is, because you had said that you still didn't have such.
We were waiting for the confirmation from National Grid that you had.
Yeah, they provided conditional approval of this plan, but it's not passed all of the T's crossed and I's dotted to give us what we call an interconnection services agreement, which is the final part of their granting approval. And as Stuart mentions, we can't put a spade in the ground until we get that. So we'd love to get a conditional approval based on them granting that, which they've already verbally said it is conditionally approved. So it's just in their final process.
The disconnect there was they couldn't say in the materials we looked at the last time, they couldn't say whether something on the ground here would have to change, something about the site plan would have to be changed before they could approve it. So if we gave you a conditional approval and they came back and they said, oh, no, that all has to change, right? Then you'd have to come back to us for another approval.
Correct, but if they don't say but if they don't say that there's any of those substantial changes and they say, yep, as we've been discussing, as we've told you verbally, the point of interconnection you have established is fine, good to go. Here's your interconnection services agreement. And at that point, we would be able to start building the project with coordination with the town. It should have been this week. They told us by the 7th, but that didn't happen. So it's just typical National Grid.
Did you have a question there?
It was more of a comment. I don't think we can give a conditional approval on this if it's contingent on National Grid potentially changing what we're looking at.
That's what my thought was, yeah.
I mean, what we have is an incomplete application, as far as I'm concerned.
So
No,
they
you,
would,
okay, let me handle this, John. What we're asking you to do is approve the plan as presented to you. If we have to have that plan changed, we have to come back to you. So, you can approve this plan as presented. And if there's any changes that are material, like they want us to go back to that other pole, then we'd have to come back in front of you for a
Right.
modification.
So who determines that?
The materiality, who's gonna decide whether it's material or not?
we'll provide the copy of the final ISA that's provided by National Grid. We'll provide that directly to you.
Right. And if the ISA tells us we have to move it, then we would ask the board if they consider that a major change or a minor change, and if we had to reopen the public hearing, or if we could just do it administratively.
Anybody else on the board have thoughts about this? I mean, I would like to wait till August, honestly, that would be my gut, but I'm open to other ideas.
I'm on the same page
With
of
the way,
waiting till August.
Well, can I just plead with you one more time? We cannot
Hold
pull
on
a
one
building.
Hold on one
Sorry.
second. We'd like to hear from other members of the board.
Okay, sorry.
I'm disappointed that, I can't even remember when we started talking about this. It was like rush. Everything was coming in at the last minute, give us approval, but all the ducks were in a row. Went to town meeting, and then we get this now 2 days before today. Rush, let's get this done, conditional approval. That being said, I don't like that, how do I put this? I don't want to penalize the applicant because National Grid moves slowly,
right,
and I don't think that doesn't feel good to me, but a conditional approval always makes me nervous, like it's either ready to go or it's not, and if it's not ready to go, there has to be a really compelling reason that I think we would do a conditional approval. And if there's some type of tax deadline, project deadline, something that says that if there isn't, like, there's a conditional approval tonight, XYZ consequence is gonna follow tomorrow, I would be sympathetic to that. But if it's just, we want it today so that we don't have to come back in August, I don't know that it's appropriate for this board to stick its neck out that way. Particularly given the fact that this is a marquee site and open to discussions that some of us have been participating in about what's going to happen to this site. This is a big deal for this town, and this is a part of it. So that I think we want to be careful on anything that happens at Iron Rail. That's a full thought and probably not helpful on any
I
point.
know it's perfectly helpful, thank you.
Answer that is, mea culpa for our not having everything lined up and not having National Grid's final approval on it. We're just trying to deliver savings we want to get the project built so the town can start enjoying the savings that come from the project.
Yeah, and we totally appreciate that. And the purpose of the project, and I guess we want to make sure we're not treating the town any differently than we treat any other applicant in this kind of situation. And we would, in this kind of situation, want a complete application before we voted on it.
So I'm sorry, I came in late and I must have missed this. Is this now a town application? And
Well, it is on the part of the town, yeah.
It's no longer
Like on
private.
the part of the town.
It's a town application, but we've been advised by town council to treat it as a private application.
It is private, it is not a
essentially
town.
But the
Right,
owner
this
of
is
the
not
land
gonna
is the
be
town.
Owned by the town.
Okay, but I think in the bylaw, there's specific language that if it's a town project, it's
If
treated
it's a
differently.
town, it is, but town council advised us not to
Got it.
treat it differently.
Okay, and I would ask the applicant, what is the consequence to the project of not getting conditional approval tonight?
Just delaying your enjoyment of the savings.
By 3 weeks.
But there's no tax
There's not the
deadline.
tax. I'm going to provide a super brief aside. There has been an enormous amount of activity in our industry over the course of the past year since the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the 1 year anniversary of which was just July 4th. Most of that activity has been around purchases. Our organization has been unprecedentedly busy in late 25 and early 26, trying to make sure that everyone could enjoy the federal tax incentives that are available for all projects that are purchases. This is a PPA. We've already made a financial commitment to the project. Therefore, this project is safe harbored for that investment tax credit. It's simply, we've been so massively busy trying to get so many of the municipalities' projects under the wire before the July 2nd deadline when we needed to get everything done before this that, excuse us for not having everything perfectly lined up on this one at an earlier point. But we've just been, unprecedentedly busy and trying to get everything done. But there is no tax difference and no economic difference in this project, whether it's begun 1 month earlier or one month later. We already have this one fully complying with the federal tax incentives, fully baked in.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
One other item is the idea of the decommissioning bond. I don't know where we stand with that, John.
Yeah, so the decommissioning bond is baked. It's fully included in the pricing of the project, and it begins in year 23. So it's existing for the last 3 years, which is what is most commercially done with all of our projects. It's 2 years for a 20-year project, 3 years for a 25-year project, and decommissioning bond covers fully the cost of removal at the end of term, and it's fully priced into your project. It has been. It has been. So I guess I know this one keeps coming around, but I don't know what the item really here is because we have been including the decommissioning bond since the get-go on this one.
I think it's whether the board is okay with that, the idea of it starting in year 23.
As opposed to year 20.
It could start anytime.
We could start at any time. Again, that's a direct cost borne by the project, and it's recognized in the PPA or CPA, credit purchase agreement rate that the town will pay for the electricity off the grid. So we can add cost by having that bond in place an earlier year, and it's simply paid for within the project, and therefore in your CPA agreement. We do an awful lot of these projects. The overwhelming majority agrees with the logic of 2 years on a 20-year project and 3 years on a 25-year project. Contract is very specific about the removal of the equipment at the end of term.
And do bylaws require a specific term for these bonds?
It does not require a specific term. It just says that's something that's acceptable to the board. And I believe the bond was worked out with the select board in the agreement, the PPA.
Well, this is what I was asking earlier. Is this really in our jurisdiction or is this the?
It is.
It is in
But
your
it isn't, but
jurisdiction.
I got the answer.
Well, I thought it wasn't, but the bylaw says the planning board shall require an applicant for a large scale ground mounted solar
To do,
to provide a performance guarantee,
right.
to cover cost removal.
And looking at town council's note, here's a sentence stating the obvious, if the ship is abandoned in year 10, there's no bond to cover removal. I just don't feel like I know enough to do anything but say sure on this one.
I think it might just be a question of what the difference in cost is of the different years out. Like if the cost is gonna go up if they're holding a bond for 20 or 25 years. I'd like to know what the difference is in those rates.
Do you have that information? Did you hear that question?
I can plug that into our model and provide that back to Margaret, to the board at your, upon this request, but I think we previously modeled it and it did have a material impact on the CPA rate when we brought it all the way to like year 10. But I could model that and provide you back feedback of here's what happens if it kicks in at year 5, year 10, year 15, year 20, and provide you those various outputs. It's just it's a plug in a massive workbook that does its black box Excel magic and spits out
Sure.
a number.
Given that question and given the question about National Grid, I'm still feeling like if we can wait till August and have everything in front of us and really understand what we're doing here and
Okay.
make
You could
sure that
draft it.
all the i's are dotted and t's are crossed. I mean, I want this project to go forward. There's no question about that. But I'm also mindful that these are our responsibilities, and if we don't really know, having a conditional approval is gonna bring you back here in August anyway. Why wouldn't we just say, let's get it all together and then discuss in August? So, that would be where I am. I don't know if we need to vote on that.
You would if the board wanted to continue to August.
If the board wants to.
I would second that. I don't know if there's a formal.
Which, so I would move that we continue the hearing until August. If we, do we need approval? Okay.
It's up to the board.
Until we have a complete application, including a little bit more analysis on the bond.
Yeah, I think the applicant would need to agree to the continuance.
In writing?
Yeah, they can send us
Yeah.
a form if they're willing to do that.
John's call, not mine.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, whatever it takes, we want to get the project, permanent for development. So whatever it takes.
And I'm looking at your construction schedule. It looks like the first thing on the list is site survey and staking, which you're proposing to start on the 3rd. I mean, is that something
That was just an indicative. That was just this was more for the purpose of durations rather than specific dates. But we said let's start the first Monday in August if we get the approval here. So
Got it, okay.
And we're the second Wednesday in August, which takes us out to
12th.
the 12th. It's really,
Then a 20-day appeal period.
There is a 20-day appeal period for these. For site plan review also. There's also the special permit to be considered, so. But once the decision's signed and given to the contract, this 20-day appeal period,
right,
where they would issue building permits.
okay, so August 3rd probably isn't realistic anyway.
that's fine. That can easily be adjusted.
Yeah.
I mean, short of having a special meeting about this in between, if National Grid were to cough up the information and we got more information about the bond.
Yeah, and I think it might be helpful if we have either a representative from the select board or town administrator or Kate come and work through this with you guys a little more too, so that you understand what the town's doing and they understand what you're trying to do. Just so we're on the same page.
I mean, that's fine. I think the concern here is just that we don't have all the information we need to make a decision tonight. And it's been pending since April 4th, so it just feels very like.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So there's a motion and a second. I think we have to vote.
Yes, there's a motion, a second.
So the motion is continue to the August 12th
Right.
meeting date. Okay.
And we had an oral approval. So,
I think to be clear, what we need in advance of this August meeting and at the August meeting. And if anyone disagrees, we can speak up. We need someone to walk us through the plans to show what's changed since the last plans that we reviewed.
Which they did a little earlier.
which they did a little earlier, but
But yes. it'd
I
be
think we
nice.
could have, like, let's get it done in August, right? So if someone can show up and say, and you know, it's easier than over Zoom, frankly, because you pointed something, we pointed something, we can see what we're both pointing to. We need to have clarification on the bond, since we're making the decision, so. That maybe is for the applicant, but I think it's really for whoever shows up from town, whether it's an administrator. Or somebody from the select board who can justify that this makes sense. Even if we're the decision makers on this, I don't feel qualified to make that decision. So I think we need someone here from the town that's prepared to advocate for whatever the proposal is. And the questions are gonna be. What's the price difference? Is the town comfortable with this? Who's reviewed it? We gotta have that, someone here to answer that question, whether it's select board or the town. And I think generally, we just need to do someone needs to do a scrub of the bylaw and make sure that everything's in compliance here. So there's just nothing that comes up where it's like, oh, wait, well, this, but you know, and this and that. Let's scrub it and let's make sure that the package is complete, like a week in advance of that meeting, and let's take action on it.
Can we get the information that your spreadsheet will spit out in, say, 2 weeks?
No problem. Yep, I can have that to Margaret by Monday.
Great.
Right, and maybe clue Kate into what the conversation's been tonight.
Yeah,
You're gonna talk to Kate about
Yep.
what we just.
I will, I'll pull her in, we'll discuss it next week.
Because she's the staff person who's really working.
Yeah,
on
she's
this.
working with Select on the project, so.
And
that
I
way
think
we-
also for Kate, if she's able to, is just situate what the current plan is in the greater understanding of what is gonna happen at this site
Grapevine.
Yeah,
for
Yep.
Iron Rail.
Yeah, I'm absolutely.
It's not that it's gonna change the plan that's been presented. It's just help us understand and feel comfortable that it's consistent with what we're expecting is gonna happen with this site, according to the looking.
okay.
All right, so thank you very much for your patience with us.
Vote.
We do need a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Weeks eye.
Ask her a lot.
So,
Okay.
Thank you.
August 12th. Thank you, John.
thank you.
I'm getting comfortable having to do that, but I don't know what else to do. I just don't like giving approvals when we don't really know.
I mean, we had 3 months of no communication. There's plenty of time to
I know.
provide updates.
I know.
So.
Okay, so, the next item is the 7 to 9 Maple Street approval not required, plan endorsement. The plan is here. I see there's someone from Greenbelt. I saw Attorney Smasco on Zoom.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Miranda Simasco on behalf of Greenbelt. Just a quick overview here. We were before you in May with a special permit application to approve the Hammerhead lot. That is one of the lots created by this ANR. And the board at that time granted the special permit application and determined that the ANR application would be put on hold until the appeal period for the special permit had expired, and also had imposed some conditions and requests that the ANR be updated to reflect the emergency access driveway that provides access from Lot 1B, which is the house at 9 Maple Street, to and from Maple. So that condition has been fulfilled with a new stamped plan that's been updated to reflect the location of that emergency access, as well as a related, not related, but we also during this process discovered, or the town discovered, that there was a water line going through the property that is being retained by Greenbelt that serves the main house at 9 Maple Street. So this plan also shows a water line easement And I believe, that is really it. Otherwise, this is the same plan that was approved as part of the special permit, just updated to reflect the fact that the first wave of these closings did actually occur since we last met. So a related entity to Greenbelt called One Tree LLC now owns the property that's being divided, both Lot 1A and Lot 1B. And the rest of the property was conveyed to Greenbelt and is subject to a CR held by the town.
Yeah, this, Margaret?
Miranda,
Something?
was, lot 1A included in that previous A&R?
Yes.
Oh, it was broken into lot 1A.
So, yeah.
Well,
One-
I'm sorry, you've had two A&R applications in front of you. The first was to create Lot 1 from
Right,
the balance of 7 to 9 Maple Street. So
yeah,
that was approved and recorded with the Registry of Deeds. And then we followed on the heels of that with the combined special permit and A&R application to allow this plan to be endorsed with the special
right,
permit.
yeah,
And
So,
that should lot
for the
1A
Hampton
on
plan,
it.
yes, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't agree to this and sign it. I mean, I can sign it right now.
You can, yeah.
We don't have to vote.
We don't have to vote.
Yeah, you have to vote to.
We have to
endorse it.
vote, but, yeah. So, well, I move that we approve and sign that, A&R for 79 Maple Street as presented tonight,
Second.
unless you would like.
Well, I was
to
just saying, I think we
amend it.
actually have to approve the
It's not-
A&R.
Is that not required? So
It's we endorse.
We endorse,
We
we
endorse.
endorse
Yeah,
the
second,
plan as shown, yeah.
a second,
Thank you for the language.
yes, you're welcome.
Town council here. All right, the motion is second. We should vote. Marcus,
Anderson, I.
weak side,
Pascal, I.
Aye.
okay.
I thought you
go ahead,
raised your
sign.
hand for a question, Dave.
I have no questions today.
Miranda,
Fantastic, thank you.
it'll be signed tonight and, I'll leave it with Kate for tomorrow. Do you want someone to pick it up tomorrow to record or you
Is
want?
it-
Yeah.
I think Vanessa Johnson Hall from Greenbelt is in the audience. Is it possible for her to take the original this evening?
Yes, you can,
Okay,
yes. Once they sign it, I'll just date it and, you can take
that
it.
would be great.
Miranda,
Thank you all.
tomorrow morning. Miranda, I don't know if you can hear me. I can drop it off with you tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Miranda- Yeah, she just said she'll drop it off with you tomorrow morning.
okay, let's circle back because I'm on the Cape, Vanessa.
Got it.
We'll circle back and figure out what the next step is. But thank you, members of the board, for getting that done and for helping make this project a reality. It's an excellent one.
Very cool. Do you want to date it or should I date it? Here's the pen. And where the cap went, oh, here it is.
Dave's keeping a cap.
Yeah,
The cap.
the cap is right there.
These are precious.
Yeah.
I'll just take a photo of it.
Especially now that Staples closed.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Get all that damage.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Enjoy the cake.
Thanks.
The next item is an update on the subdivision regulations.
Yeah, so you.
I saw your note. I mean, I think there's a tension between oversimplifying and losing meaning and,
Well, town
So-
council reviewed it. I
yeah,
don't know if you all had a chance to read all the edits.
I
I
haven't.
read some of the edits, I
Yeah,
haven't read
yeah.
all, it's 91 pages of red line.
Yeah, I have not had a chance. I have.
They got their money's worth there, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to go through all those and at some point decide which ones you'll incorporate and which ones you might not.
Do we need a working meeting to do that?
I think it's a good idea if you want to do that.
Because one of the things I was thinking about when we were worried about the select project is if we needed a special meeting for that, could we just pull the select materials in if they were available at that point?
You mean if you wanted to have a meeting between now, well, technically.
I mean, July and August are not great times for an extra meeting, but
And you continued that meeting to a date certain.
I know we did.
August.
So that
Having
was
a-
why I didn't bring it up at the time, because I was thinking, I don't know if we really want to have a special meeting
Yeah.
in July and August, so. I didn't want them to continue it to a time that we don't know if we
Okay.
really want, so,
Right.
to be blunt.
Sure. You can certainly have a special meeting, for the subdivision regulations, but you
Yeah,
really.
it
couldn't
really should be
have
that,
Yeah.
because otherwise it'll be hours long.
I have a question about Robin's draft or KP Law's draft.
Yep.
There were some comments from Robin where she was questioning or commenting on text that had been added in the red line, which I assumed was added by her office. Is that not the
Yes,
case? So
yes,
why
I
is she
think
commenting on her?
I don't know, there were two different people in her
Or maybe she
office.
hasn't.
May have-
And she's
I'm
reviewing it,
sure she does, but
yeah,
those were the comments that came to us, right?
Shouldn't
So
they be clearing their own comments? Or,
They,
yeah,
they may
Right.
not have spoken about them together, yeah.
could we ask her to do that and get us another round of, that doesn't involve the internal conflict?
It-
Sure.
it was-
Could-
definitely a little confusing.
Okay,
And it might eliminate some of the red lines.
yeah, I'll go through it, I've gone through half of it already, but I can go through it. And just see which ones look like she's commenting on her own, associates' comments. So you saw.
I would
some-
just ask them to do it.
Okay,
Yeah, just ask them to just give us one set. and
yeah,
final.
I wonder if they did it that way. You know how. when
So
you
we
do
could
a-
see the.
Yeah, when you do a
debate.
Word doc with the comments, you write back and then you comment on that line, you respond to that
You
comment.
know, but we,
Mm.
when we're sending it back out, we usually clean those up, so
Yeah.
if there's anything outstanding, the only thing that's important remains, you
Right.
know, so, or the final decision
Okay.
of the attorney, so.
All right, let me take a look at it and let her know.
And, yeah, and I do think, to your point, there's this tension between wanting to simplify it so people understand what it is, and simplify it so that it can be taken advantage of in ways that we don't intend. Because
see what you
it
mean, yeah.
loses some legal meaning
Yeah.
in the
Okay,
rehashing, and I think that was, from what I looked at, that was sort of where her head was, which she put it.
yeah,
So
understandable.
it would be helpful to think about it that way when we look at it, I think.
Okay.
And maybe to say that to her, like, could you just focus on what's essential so that we're not giving away something that we don't intend to,
Okay,
in terms of. Giving away is the wrong way to put it, but changing the rules in a way we don't intend to, reducing our ability to defend a
yeah,
decision.
right, I understand that, okay.
Thank you.
Do you want to, schedule a meeting to have a good working group on that, or? Do you wanna wait until August? There is no rush now for this, we've gotten through the grant. We sent in our final submission of reimbursement, the
Okay.
grant ended in June.
Great,
So we spent most of the money and the grant money is being used to pay for Robin's review. But I can't bill anything after June,
I would like to have a working group,
okay,
but not until at least end of August or September.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
because these
July
won't go to
2nd.
town meeting, this board will have you can have a working group, it can be open to the public, or then have another public meeting to kind of present it. We can do a little bit of public outreach on the website, and then you'll have a public hearing when you adopt it, if it's just the planning board.
There will be no open seat in the house for that.
yeah, subdivision. Those.
Come one, come
There won't be one open seat, I know.
There'll be one.
I know they're jumping on that.
Just like
Uh,
Brienne.
yeah,
Not quite, but
Well, it depends on what the outreach looks like and if we got a reporter and what they say and,
Yeah,
okay. So update on the status of the Penguin Hall property is the next item here.
yeah, I don't have any
Anything
news
new?
on it,
Quick update, all right?
no, I have no update. We
I
can
mean,
have
it still
left on the
sounds like,
table.
it still sounds like Cabot County Forge is the front runner on the.
They, as far as we know, but I have not
Going
heard
back out
anything.
to auction though?
I'm sorry,
I thought I heard they were gonna put it back out to auction because the number wasn't high enough.
really? I didn't hear that, Scott.
Well, that
You
was
might
in
have
one
a-
of the articles the other week. I'm not saying that as gospel,
Yeah.
but
Right.
HWs.
yeah, they're unhappy with the price.
Well, I know there was motion practice about their bid. I don't know what happened, but.
We might be a little more in tune to the legal workings.
But just
of
having
what's
a good
happening.
conversation amongst us about where it stands and what we can expect.
Mhm.
It sounds like it's not anywhere near coming to us.
No, I don't expect us to get any applications anytime soon, but as soon as I do find something out, I'll let you know. I reached out to them, to Cabot and Forbes recently with an email. I haven't heard anything back to them.
Okay. And then the next item is the update on the Iron Rail property. I think we kind of touched on that a little
Yeah.
bit with Select. If Kate could come in and just do a little bit about what's happening.
Yeah, what happened with the working group,
with
yeah.
the
I
work-
think
'cause
I did
I
send
did
you,
one meeting with them and
Yeah.
gave in my information and then I feel like it's been radio silence, but.
well, the group did find, sort of ended the meetings.
Right.
And came up with, recommendations to the select board, and I think, I'm not sure if Kate's passed those on to the select board yet, if they've finalized. But they're
Okay.
working on those.
Well, when she's ready to
recommendations.
share this with us, I think it would be helpful.
Okay.
And maybe if she can do it as part of the whole Select. You know, like this is one part of it, but then the other part looks like this, so
Yeah.
what we're thinking could look like,
Okay,
looks like this. That would be great.
sure. David, were you you were in the working groups a little bit, right?
Yeah, I missed the last meeting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I think that's when it all came together.
I had to
But I-
miss that one too.
I think, they selected kind of a hybrid approach.
Mhm.
Um. Housing up by the cemetery.
Yeah, that the housing would go more up behind the cemetery area, and that something like a recreational facility where the current building is, the current
We're gonna
iron
take the
building.
current building
Would,
down.
yeah, someone
place
could
it, yeah.
utilize that for more
And
recreation.
nothing with
and
the
maybe a little-
soccer fields stay as they are.
Yep, soccer field stays, DPW expands a little bit. And whatever goes there might have like a commercial piece to it or retail or something in there. So,
Right, and Boy Scouts, we don't know about the Boy Scouts,
I don't think the Boy Scouts barn is,
Gonna
no one
make it.
considered they can save that.
but wondering what they're offering the Boy Scouts, if anything,
Oh, I don't know,
yeah. This. Pretty
Yeah.
robust group of kids, it'd be nice if they had
Yeah,
a facility.
I don't know that they got into that. I think everyone has it in the back of their mind. what
Yeah.
would happen.
Over to the rec center, they could definitely use it for Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
Be healthier than that current building.
I'm certain that's true. Although it's so fun, that building. Okay, and then the last, thank you for that, and then the last item is meeting minutes, which we
Yep.
didn't get, so we're gonna just table those tonight.
Yep.
And then if there's anything else people have that they wanna talk about, that I didn't anticipate, or,
I have one thing, this isn't necessarily us, but it just happened in the past couple of hours that more recycling bins were delivered
yeah,
Yeah, I got
to
one.
people
Multiple
who
ones
already have
have-
recycling bins,
right,
and these
Okay,
are,
that's not my department.
these are,
but-
those things are huge.
they're enormous and you don't have room for them, and we don't need to, we have the same problem.
Is Steve aware of this?
I don't know,
Okay.
I
he
bet
might
you
be,
Facebook right now. is
he will be, I'm sure by tomorrow.
Yes, it will be, because
He will be. He'll be
Okay.
getting, he's probably getting phone calls now. Yeah, I'm not aware of what's happening with the trash and recycling.
the family on Porter and Foster has two in the front yard and one in the side yard, and they had one already. So, like more than just an extra one. And they're not there.
They're gonna start
Vacation.
recycling. Oh, goodness.
So anyway, they need to come back around and pick up the extras,
Okay,
so.
yeah, I can I'll
Or
let
Steve.
the town administrator know. I'm sure if you've seen it, other people have seen it, and maybe Colin. and-
I just, turned down my street at, it was like 5:30 and all of a sudden they had appeared,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, is it everybody on your street's gotten one?
pretty much.
And
Main
it's-
Street, yeah.
As I
I
said,
got 'em.
Porter and Foster, there, he's
This-
got two here and one here, so.
It's gotta be a miscommunication with them.
And they
And
put
he-
it.
and
right
we
in the
got
middle of
them-
My driveway,
So
so
you
I
could-
couldn't even pull in. That was like somebody's fully,
On large, they put them like half in the road, so people were just
Okay.
like kind of.
how many are getting hit?
Yeah.
I almost hit like 3 on the way down here, like they let them.
And we got ours 2 weeks ago and we're like, what is this, right?
Right.
This is new for Wenham, these big bins.
We had medium-sized bins before.
Were they?
We
and
had
were
to
the-
provide our,
Not self-collection.
But you haven't provided your own.
At the town.
oh, I have my own.
Self-collecting with the truck and pick it up,
Yes, yeah.
and I think we're limited to that one.
Yeah, you
So
Yeah.
can't,
in though.
you
One
can't
per
put
household.
things on the road anymore.
Yeah, no, you
I
can't.
wonder if
put
you
that
can
back
put
or-
the old one out full and then the new one out full. Cause we're
No.
cleaning out a space because we're doing. the house
You're
renovation.
limited to one,
Gonna be a
just
problem.
the new ones.
You, if you,
Yell at my
right, you
spouse
can't
who
put the old
got
one out. If
started
you
on
have
this.
two of the new
Files
ones, you
clean
can
up.
put those both out.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough
Left
to
all the
get
new
to the
ones
new
for
one.
everyone and use
Now
all
we're
of them
talking.
for all of it.
It's true, if he's got three in front, they can obviously they can take three out from one property.
Find your neighbors and run over and put some. Yeah,
All right, so
That's it for
that is
us.
it for this evening.
yeah.
All right,
I need a motion to adjourn until August.
Twelfth.
12th?
I move that we adjourn till August 12 at 7 PM.
Okay, and then on August 12th, we can set a date for the next meeting. Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Adjourned.